Today I'm going to talk about why South Asian professionals have inherent potential to become amazing leaders. All they need to do is get out of their own way so that they can rise in their career to higher leadership positions and make the impact they want to make everywhere. Really, South Asians, I truly believe that South Asians have all the raw materials that they need to become a leader, and the only help they need is to polish the final product so that they can actually step up and make the impact that they want to make with authority and with authenticity. I'm Dr. Mrinalini Garg. I am a career advancement and leadership coach for South Asian professionals who are ambitious, who want to step into higher leadership positions, or they already are in higher leadership positions and want to become effective leaders by establishing an executive presence and lead with authority and authenticity. So let's dive in. Why I believe South Asian pros are born to lead. Number one, they put others first. Now, culturally, we are brought up to take care of others. We are taught to put other people's needs first. Now, sometimes we do that to the extreme, detrimentally to our own well-being, and we need some work there, some boundaries around that, so that we are taking care of others while taking care of ourselves. But great leaders always put others first. They are always trying to figure out how can I make the lives of my employees better so that they can be more productive, more creative, and be respected for what they do for the company. So I think culturally we are wired to keep others first, and that makes us the poster child for leadership, for servant leadership. So that's point number one. Let's talk about the next one. They believe in jugaad. Jugaad is just an Indian slang for that makeshift, right? Make do attitude. Whatever resources I have, I will make the best out of it and give the best outcomes. Again, we especially people from my generation, we have been brought up to think about how we can make do with whatever little resources we have, not complain about it, keep a positive attitude, and just figure out how to make the most out of that. And this drives us to innovate with minimal resources, and we keep the cost down and give the maximum output. Great leaders are constantly seeking for cost saving strategies to keep the company more profitable and at the same time provide the best customer experience. So, again, that's an inherent thing inbuilt in South Asians. And I should say, all immigrants actually. All right, now let's move to point number three. They are technically sound. Again, education is the most important thing that has been hammered in our brains, that education is going to give you that stability and security in your life, that is going to help us make our lives better. We can have better house, better prospects, when we become adults. So education is ingrained in our mind as one of the most important building blocks of creating a stable, secure life. So it's not a surprise when, South Asians, they look around themselves in their department and find themselves to be the most educated, more qualified people as compared to their peers. So here's another thing. You can have great management experience, but if you're technically unsound, you won't be able to ask the right kind of questions to help your teams to perform at the level that you want them to be. So South Asians already have that technical edge, whether it comes to you know physicians, knowledge of medicine, uh, IT, it's a given. Even in academia, they are ahead. Pharmaceutical, they are ahead. So this is a great strength for a leader. Now, as a leader, you need to have enough technical knowledge to ask the right questions of your teams, because as a leader, you are not going to roll your sleeves and sit down and do the coding. You are going to be a visionary and start thinking about, well, how can my product, how can my service help others and at the same time keep my company profitable? So that's a change in shift that needs to happen. So just having technical knowledge is not enough. And I will actually, at the end, I will summarize how South Asians can really position themselves to lead and become amazing leaders. So let's move on to number 4. They are ambitious. I mean, look everywhere. Whether it's gas stations, convenience stores, restaurants, you know, tech companies. You look everywhere and you will see South Asians. They are willing to leave their home country to a completely new country, and sometimes they don't even speak that language, and yet they are courageous and ambitious to leave all of that to start a new life. And they will do whatever it takes. If it requires them to learn a new language, they will do that. If it requires them to learn a new technology, they will do that. If it requires for them to get certifications and degrees, they will do it. A great leader does not stop at one level. A great leader does not plateau. They are always looking for how to get to that next level. So, South Asians are wired to do that. They are ambitious and they're willing to go that extra mile to change their own lives and to help others get better. So that is a great, great, great thing for South Asians. They are willing to step out of their comfort zone and do what seems impossible to others. Let's move on to number 5. They are result oriented. Now, many times, managers and bosses see South Asians as people who put their head down and get the work done. They are the most productive people in many situations, in most situations. Now you can think of yourself as a workhorse, but it is this tendency of being focused on producing results that sets you apart from others. Throw a difficult problem, most people will say, oh, I can't handle it. But South Asians, they will stay up at night. If they have to, do a research on Google and find out the answer, they will do it. If they need to learn a new application, they will do it, but they will find a solution. They will think about that problem on the weekend, while cooking, while on vacation, and they will get to that answer. Guess what? Great leaders focus on metrics, they focus on results. They want to make sure whatever actions, whatever activities are going on in the organization actually moves the needle in the right direction for the KPIs. So, South Asians being focused on results is a great quality, it's a great raw material for you to become a great leader. Let's move to the last one. They are humble. Guess what? Servant leadership is all about being humble. Humility is the most important thing. South Asians don't like to brag about themselves, they don't like to do PR, they don't like to market themselves. They would rather just do the work and make that impact. We don't go about talking about, I did this, I did that. It's all about, we were able to achieve this result. They would rather put the spotlight on others than hog it all up. Now, this is a double-edged sword because these are all great things that they have. They put others first, they believe in jugaad, they are technically sound, they're ambitious, and they're result oriented. The problem is that they are too humble in the sense that they do all the work in the background, but they are not seen. They are not visible. Bosses think of them as, that they rely on them. They consider them as their right hand. They are probably responsible for 95% of the productivity in the department. So bosses tend to keep them at that level because you are making them look good. This is where the work needs to happen. So when I say that we need to polish and create a final product that can be seen as leadership material, this is where the work needs to happen. And this is what I teach my clients to speak up, not talk only when spoken to, but speak up and talk about accomplishments, talk about metrics, how your work is actually helping move the needle in the right direction for the KPIs. If you have ideas, share them, use your voice, show that you are the brain behind those ideas. Share your opinions, even if they are not popular, because guess what? If you sit on the sidelines and you're not sharing your opinions, you're basically doing a disservice to yourself and also for the company because the company hired you for your ideas. You are a part of the team and your ideas matter so much. If you're holding them back, you are doing, like I said, a disservice to the company. They hired you for your ideas to bring those new ideas in that culture so that culture changes, the culture improves, innovation happens, creativity happens. The problem, the only reason why South Asians shy away from leadership roles is that they are afraid of speaking up. And this is exactly what my clients learn from me: how to speak up without bragging, how to talk about yourself authentically, matter of factly, how to present yourself in meetings, how to show up in meetings, how to connect with people. And it has nothing to do with your English being a second language or your accent. It has nothing to do with that. I have done trainings on non-verbal communication. I want you to watch that. And it's basically your decision making ability. How fast can you reach decisions? How quickly you can speak up? How well you can connect with people? How well you can stand up for yourself if somebody criticizes your ideas or minimizes your contribution or takes credit for your ideas? If you're not able to advocate for yourself, to stand up for yourself, you lose the edge of being seen as a leader. If you are just sitting quietly and doing your work, you're going to get more work. Because guess what? The most work goes to the person who gets things done. And I'm not saying that you have to stop doing your work. Do your work, but also work on the soft skills, the non-verbal communication techniques that is going to help you leverage what you already know and position you as a leader. But these raw materials are already there. So all we need is to just make that shift, help you overcome your fear of speaking up, help you build that confidence, help you realize how much value you bring to the table. Because you can have a degree from Harvard or MIT or Oxford or wherever. But if you're not able to leverage that, then it won't help you in your career growth. I know a lot of MBAs, people who have gone to Harvard and MIT, and they are stuck in their career because they don't speak up. They feel shy. And, being shy and being introverted is not a good excuse to not grow in your career. You don't need to change who you are, but just the way you speak, just the way you show up, just the way you talk about yourself and your accomplishment, that makes a huge difference, because you need to change the perception of how others see you. If others see you as a workhorse, there's no way you will get promoted. If others perceive you as a leader, they will think of you as soon as an opportunity comes up. And when you realize that you already have this in you, the way you negotiate for a raise, for a salary if you are applying for a new job, for juicy projects, for strategic projects, it shifts everything for you. And when you make that ask, leaders give in. So, to summarize, I believe that South Asian pros are born to lead because they have all the raw material already available in them. So the foundation is already there, which is they put others first. Servant leaders, great leaders, that's what they do. South Asians believe in jugaad, makeshift, making do with whatever resources are there. They are technically sound. Education is the backbone of South Asian culture. They are ambitious. They're willing to leave their home country to start from scratch in a new. They're extremely ambitious and willing to step out of their comfort zone. They are result oriented. They are humble. So, the only thing that needs to change now is to position yourself as a leader instead of a technical subject matter expert. And it's simple, it's not easy, but with practice you can do that. These are skills, leadership skills. They are called skills. Soft skills, they are called skills because they can be developed. If you would like my help to become that leader that you deep in your heart you know that you deserve to be, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm putting some links underneath this video. I'll put some links and you can, click on that in the comment section and reach out to me. And we will make sure that these raw materials, get turned into a finished product, which is an amazing leader. Until next time.